We have the reigning Miss Sri Lanka in the studio today to speak about her reign, her journey to Miss Universe, and also speaking about her social and charitable work.
But we are also delving to the works of beauty pageants and concentrating on what they really can do. And we've got a very, very beautiful young girl who's going to...
Of course, but the big question is it really about beauty or is it about brains? And she was once quoted, and I'll actually read this out.
Okay.
I would rather be the most interesting person in the room than the most beautiful. That is Sabrina Herft. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sabrina Herft.
Well, Sabrina
Good morning.
Yeah, Miss Sabrina. Hi, Sabrina.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
It's very nice to meet you. I hope your morning's been great.
Yes, so far so good. And I'm, first interview with the two of you, so it couldn't get any better. I don't know after the interview though. So.
Let's keep our fingers crossed. Well, Sabrina Herft was crowned Miss Sri Lanka Universe 2012 and is a current Miss Sri Lanka. To start off, Sabrina, hope you're very comfortable over there. Yeah?
Why?
Just asking.
Yes.
Do you believe in destiny, or do you think it's another word in the dictionary?
I think destiny is what you really make of it, to be honest. I think you can pave your own destiny. I think sometimes there are things that come up, unexpectedly. The pageant definitely was one for me. I think sometimes life happens when you're making other plans, and I think sometimes that's the same with destiny. That's what happens. But I think you make your own, though.
Now, since you brought up the pageant, this is in 2012, where did it start? When did you really feel, okay, you know what, I'm just going to go for it?
To be honest, I was pushed into the pageant, so for me it was a bit surreal.
Right.
I don't think that I really understood what it meant, what it was about, and it was just, it was overwhelming at the beginning, so I think it took a bit of time to sort of get used to it. But I think the other girls there, the ones that took part in the pageant in Sri Lanka with me, a lot of them have modeled before, a lot of them have had experience in front of the camera, and for me, I had none of that. No professional training, absolutely nothing.
So with zero training?
With zero training.
So when did you actually realize that you had a chance and potential to actually win this competition and represent the country?
Well, I think everybody around me thought I had a good chance, but then your friends and family are supposed to say that, right? What are they supposed to say? I don't think you should take part. I don't think you have the looks or the brains, honey. I mean, they can't say that.
Of course not, yes.
But I had a lot of support, and I think once the mini pageant started, that's when I started, being really switched on and really taking it up as a challenge. Up till then, it was rehearsals. I think I was more focused on trying to walk in a straight line in extremely high heels, which, by the way, guys, is not easy. And you should be so lucky you don't have to do it. But
just for the sake of the challenge, I would probably try it.
I wish we'd done that on the show, to be honest.
Challenge accepted.
No, but I think for me, getting to the first mini pageant was probably the most important. And from there on, the competition really took off. And up till then, it was sort of rehearsals, and you're trying to, wrap your mind around the whole thing. And you don't really know what to expect and what is expected of you until you hit that first mini pageant. And we had 9 mini pageants. So we had a lot, and that happened in, the span of 2 to 3 weeks. So, and you have to train for each one. I mean, there was talent, there was best body, there was, personality, confidence. So there were a lot of mini pageants to train for. So it's not just about, walking or looking pretty. There's a lot of, other things about yourself that you need to work on and that you need to get better with. So I think for me, I definitely built up my confidence and my self-esteem, and I think that's something really important that I took away from our pageant.
Right. So did you really think, as soon as you forced into joining the pageant, did you really think you would stand a chance to win? What did you feel? I don't care what everyone else around you was thinking. What did you feel? Did you really feel like, you know what, I probably could do this?
At that moment, I think, wow, I really have my work cut cut out for me, and I'm not really sure if this is something that I could do. And my walk at the beginning was terrible. So I was a bit worried, but I definitely did think, you know what, this was not something that I ever planned for, but if I am doing something, I'm going to give it my 100%, and that's definitely what I did.
Okay, let's talk about Vegas, the experience over there.
Yes.
How was it?
Wow. It's hard to put into a few words.
It's a loaded question, I know.
Yes, extremely loaded. Exhausting, exhilarating, overwhelming, surreal, fantastic though overall. I think as soon as you arrive, you really don't know what to expect, you know, but you're met at the airport itself by your chaperones, and you're taken in a limo to your hotel, and you know, I think you meet your roommate is probably the first contestant you meet, and it was Miss New Zealand for me, and she and I got along extremely well. I think especially because I lived in Australia for so long. And I think having somebody there in the same room as you, with you, as nervous as you, really does help. So she and I, you know, pushed each other along, and I think that really helped me.
That's great that you brought that up, like friends. Now here's my question to you. Now you all, it's great to meet people, ladies from all over the country, I'm guessing, all over the world, my bad. And you're all going for that same title. Don't the claws tend to just pop out sometimes?
The claws actually pop out more in the pageants in your own countries. A lot of the girls that I spoke to at the pageant told me that they were so shocked at how friendly and how lovely and how helpful all the girls are at the pageant there. Because I think there's about, 90, 92, 93 countries, and you just don't have the time to be, you know, competitive. You have to be competitive, but I don't think you have the time, you know, to be mean or spiteful to anyone.
Right.
I think because there's so many countries, you don't really have the time to sit there and obsess about someone else. And I think every country sends a representative that their country perceives as beautiful. So there were so many different girls with, you know, different bodies, different, you know, personalities, different looks. So you don't know what they are going to go for in the end. So everybody looks very different from the other, and it's really what your country, you know, thinks of you and what they think is beautiful. And for us, we're up from 5 in the morning, we go to sleep at 12 in the night. It's 3.5 weeks of that. You don't have the time to sit there and obsess about everybody else.
Talking about that, we do have some pictures as well that we could show and, you know, discuss on about your journey in,
Let's take a look into the pictures. Oh, there we go. Is that
Miss Thailand,
right?
Mauritius, Uruguay, and Spain, I think.
Right. So you pretty much grew very friendly and fond of each other.
Yes.
And you were the best of friends for that entire...
We got as close as we can. I'm not going to say we became the best of friends. It's very difficult in 3.5 weeks. But you do find contestants there that you feel more closer to, and that you do feel that you have more in common with than the other countries. So there are a few, especially your neighbors and people that are closer to you on your floor. I mean, it is 93 countries, so it's a massive, you know, group of girls. But you do find your own clique a little bit as well. It's a bit like school. But you
Picturing Mean Girls right now.
No, not at all. Once again, like I said, you don't have the time to be mean.
Of course not. Everyone's just in a clique, but they're all just waving compliments at each other.
The thing that surprised me is that everybody said that their own pageants in their own home countries were so competitive and so brutal. But when they came here, they were in shock at how lovely everybody is. You know, they were ready for a battle. They came thinking, you know, people are going to be mean to me. I have to, you know, be strong.
It's more like a family, yeah?
Yeah, and they are. And I think a lot of the girls, most haven't even left their country before. So they do get homesick, and we are given a chaperone. So there's one chaperone to every 4 girls. So she's like an American mom. That's what I called her. Ange was great. She would do everything for us, you know. And there are moms who have their own kids as well. So they would take care of us. If there's anything we need, if we need a pick-me-up, if we just even need a hug, they're there. And they were my constant support. And I couldn't have done without them, to be honest.
All right, with that, we're going to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with more of Sabrina Hurst.